Okay, in this movie, what I want to do is show you how to start from scratch, basically. Okay, so here we are right where we left off, but I want to show you a few things before we do that. If you hold down Shift and then press the number 1 on the keyboard, it activates the project pane. Shift 2 activates the source monitor, Shift 3 the timeline, and Shift 4 the program monitor. Okay, a couple nice things to know. Also, if someone, again, you can move these things over. If you click on the tab, so I'm going to hit Shift 1 to activate the project monitor. If I click on the tab and I'm just holding the mouse button, you can really customize your workflow. So if I bring it into the level here, I can bring it over here, bring my project and squish this down a little bit. Let's say I want my media browser, I don't know, down here, and everything can be a lot smaller. Maybe I want my tools up here. I can squish this around. So this is another reason why things could get really kind of messed up. So if you open up Premiere and things look a little strange to you, remember, go to Window and then Workspaces and then Reset to save layout. It brings us back to some normalcy, okay, in case somebody moves some things around for you. Always commit that to memory. Always do that sort of first. Another one good too to remember is if Premiere is acting a little strange for you, if you close out of Premiere and then hold down Option while you launch Premiere, it will reset the preferences and sort of bring everything back to normal as well, okay? So let's start from scratch. So let's import some footage. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to close this. I'm going to save one more time. And then File, Close Project. It's going to take me to the Start window again. But first thing I want to do is kind of back up. So when you start your project, I want you to go to the save drive. I'm going to open up the save drive, and then I'm pull this up full screen here. Well, or not. All right, let's go like this. And we're looking at the save drive here under the devices. If you have it listed, I want you to find your folder. So you should have a folder with your last name and your first initial. And then I want you to go in and as you're starting a new project, I want you to right click and say new folder, okay? Or you can go up to the Finder and say new folder as well, Shift Command N. So you want to make a new folder and start like this, name it the project name. So this is the American Indian Museum. So I'm going to write, because I already have one there, so I'm going to write American Indian Museum, let's say project, all right, because I already have one. And then from here, you're going to copy all of your files from either our camera card, if you're using our cameras, or your personal camera. So you're going to copy, load up your card, and we have card readers up at the front, and load up all of your files that you recorded and save them into your folder. You want to move them into your folder and then bring them in. So in this case, I'm going to mimic that, okay, because these folders include the files that we were using for the American Indian Museum. Okay, and a couple things you'll notice. The first one, I went through beforehand and I figured out and organized all of the different clips into different folders. Okay, and I'm going to show you two different ways to import. If you organize it at the Finder level, meaning I went through and I went new folder and I grabbed and I renamed it video and I put all the videos in the video folder, all the stills, we only have one, but if we had more, we could put them in the stills folder, so on and so forth. If you look at the other folder, and I'll show you both in a second, I have this and I labeled it effectively unorganized because it has all the files, and now it's a small project, so there's not too many, but you will have a lot of files, and this is how it would look very unorganized, okay? Nothing, there's no rhyme or reason. It's mix and match. It just causes a little havoc, okay? So I'll show you both. So again, go in your folder in your save drive, make a new folder with the project name, and then inside that project folder, put all the files that you recorded for your assignment, okay? So now when you have that, and you can eject your card, and then you can start working in Premiere. So I'm going to close this up, and then back to Premiere. Now in this sense, so we're at the Start menu. From here, we're going to say New Project. Okay, so we're going to hit the New Project button, and it's going to take us to the New Project window. Also very important, you want to name everything accordingly. So last name, so I'm going to start with my last name, and then first initial, and then the project name. So in this case, it's the American Indian Museum. And I'm going to go from there. The next thing down below, and I want you to not mess this up because it's really easy to do. Under location, I want you to browse, hit this browse button and navigate to that folder that you just created. Okay, so I'm going to back up here, and it already is, but I'm going to hit the browse button. You're going to go to the save drive and then navigate to your folder. Remember, there's a lot of other people working in these computers, so it could very well be that the last person had it navigating and pointing to their folder. So you want to make sure that you set it up accurately. So your folder, and then you could even say, this is the project folder, and I'm going to do one more level and hit choose. So now you'll notice that it's going to volumes, the save drive, my folder, and then my folder that I just created for that particular project. Okay, everything else here can stay the same, and I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Once you hit OK, it just launches Premiere. Now you have to tell it, okay, what do you want to add to this project? So we're going to go hit Shift-1 or click on the project pane to select and activate the project pane. And you can either right-click and say Import to import the footage, or you can go up to the File menu and say Import, or Command-I. Okay, there's probably 5 other ways you can import. Okay, so I'm going to right-click and import. I'm going to show you the easy way first. So this takes me to the import window, and I'm going to stretch this out. So you can see I'm going to the save drive, my folder, my project folder, and I'm going to do the easy one first. So I went through ahead and I organized everything prior. So if I hit just this folder and I have that selected and I say import, it's going to import rather quickly, and it imports this file. And if I open up, if I twirl this down, it has all of my folders or bins already in there, which is really nice. Okay, let me see what else I've got. So because I did that prior, it has all my audio, all my sound effects, and my video. Now I want to see something. Let me look here really quickly. Go to my save drive, my folder, audio, sound effects, stills, and video. It didn't bring in one, which is kind of odd, but that's okay. We can fix it. So let me go through, and I'm going to rename this one. I'm going to make a new bin and call it stills, and then drag my American Indian Still Museum right inside there. Okay. So now I'm nice and organized because I organized at the Finder level, which is really kind of nice. I can Command S to save the file, and you can, just like we did before, if you hit the tilde key, you can maximize this window and you can see all of the information that I have imported rather quickly. Okay, so now I'm going to hit the tilde key again, and this time I'm going to import the other one. So let me name this one organized. All right, and then now I'm going to right click or hit Command I, and I'm going to import the unorganized version. Okay, so now if I hit this one, if I hit import, now it brings the unorganized version. Let me Command double click to get inside, and now you can see I have everything out of order and it looks wild. So I'm going to hit the tilde key to maximize it, and it's just kind of crazy. All right, there's so much stuff going on, it's hard to see what is happening. So one way to do it is to see the information. So it gives you an icon of what it is. Also, we'll have to add another column here to give us some more information. So the first two, you can tell it's a little waveform, and that's an audio file, and Premiere gives it a green dot or a green square. And the next clip is just a video clip, and that gives it a purple icon, or purple label, excuse me. The next one is our still, and that's a pink, and then it goes on. I think that's the only ones we have loaded in this bin. But what I want to do is, you can see how the this little arrow here, you can click on that arrow and it changes the sort order of the clip. What I'd like to do is right click in here, and right in this empty space, I'm going to metadata display. When you do, I want you to open up this first one, Premiere Pro Project Metadata, and I want you to look for and check on media type and hit OK. And when you do, it brings up the media type, and then we can sort by that. So if I click on the media type, now you can see we have all the video together, my still image, I only have one, and then all the audio together. So now we can start doing something like making it organized. So let's do that. I'm going to go to the very bottom. I'm still in the full view, right? So hang on. I'm going to make a new bin, or you can hit Command B like boy, and it makes a new bin. And I'm going to call this one audio. I'm just typing and hit enter. And I'm going to bring my audio. Now I know from before, I only have 3 audio tracks. I have an audio a voiceover, and then a background sound. So I'm going to put them all in one bin. I'm going to click and drag, and I just command clicked to drag separate ones. And then I'm going to twirl this one up, and that's my audio bin. I'm going to command B again, and this one is called sound effects. And then now I'm going to click one, hold shift, grab the last one, and then click and drag the icon and drag them up. And now my sound effects are together. Command B again. This is going to be stills. Grab my stills and drag it into that. And then lastly, Command B one more time, and I'll do video. And I'm going to click on the top one, shift, hold down shift, grab the last one, click the icon, and drag it down to video. And now, really quickly, I have organized my mess of clips into something that's more manageable, okay? So now I can come back and really, now they're both organized, okay? Hit tilde again, and now I'm ready to get started. So that's a little bit about organizing your bin and keeping things level. One thing to note, let me go into, I'm going to command double click in my organized, tilde to make it full screen, open my video bin. Okay, all of these clips that I have imported are pointing to that folder on my save drive. Okay, so I'm going to go to my Finder, open this up. If I change these in any way, and I'll show you guys that in probably the next movie, if I move these files or rename them or put a new folder or change the name, Premiere is going to have a hard time because it's looking for that exact breadcrumb. Okay, so it's looking for the save drive, my folder, my project folder, and then my project name. Okay, if I change any of those variables, it's going to act a little haywire and ask me, hey, where'd those files go? So you want to make sure that once you have it connected and once you have those files imported into Premiere, that you do not move them or rename them in any way. Okay, in the next video, I'll show you briefly how to, if that does happen, how to relink the footage so that you can get back on track pretty quickly. Thanks.